my name is Susie and welcome to our webinar, Reconciling Expenses and Outgoing Supplier Payments with Business Finance Assistant. I will be your host today. This is Emily. She's a small business owner who has a cake shop with a successful online delivery business. She doesn't have much accounting experience, but Business Finance Assistant means that she can manage her business finances in minutes instead of hours. Here are a few of the tasks that Emily faces, and throughout this webinar we're going to look at answering each one of her questions so you can see how it's done. Okay, let's get started. So this webinar will focus on the 6 elements that Business Finance Assistant offers so you can deal with your outgoing supplier payments more efficiently. Let's have a look at each of these steps in more detail. So first we're going to look at how to reconcile an outgoing expense transaction and how to split an expense so we can apply different categories and VAT rates to each part. Then we're going to look at uploading receipts and supplier invoices to Business Finance Assistant so they automatically match to their corresponding transactions. The third part of the webinar will discuss why we would create expenses, and I'll also show you how to manually match an outgoing transaction to its corresponding expense to mark that as paid. Okay, in the fourth section, if any expenses have been made outside your business bank account, we'll have a look at importing them so you can reconcile them in Business Finance Assistant. And in this part, we'll also have a look at how to issue a supplier refund. Number 5, I'm going to show you how to split a transaction where the commission and fees have been deducted at the source of the payment. And finally, I'll show you how we can support you every step of the way and where you'll find all of the help articles. Okay, please remember, if you do want to clarify any of the information that I'm going to take you through today, always refer to the Help and Feedback Support Center where there's lots of help articles, user guides and videos. So just use this search bar and type in what you're looking for. And if you can't find what you're looking for, you can always press the Contact Us button and you can submit a request and a member of the support team will get back to you to help. And you can also book a phone call so you can talk to one of our experts one-on-one. Okay, so now I'm going to walk you through how to reconcile your expense transactions with Business Finance Assistant. So keep an eye out for those topics as you go through to see how and where you input the information. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so today we're focusing mainly on reconciling Emily's outgoing supplier payments. So as a business owner like Emily, reconciling expenses and outgoing supplier payments is an essential aspect of maintaining accurate financial records. This process used to be time-consuming and complicated for Emily, especially when dealing with multiple supplier payments and expenses. But fortunately, with the help of Business Finance Assistant, she can streamline this process and ensure that her financial records are all up to date and accurate. And in this webinar, we're going to explore the steps involved in reconciling your expenses and outgoing supplier payments using Business Finance Assistant. So as you know, Business Finance Assistant is powered by your bank transactions page. Okay, so your financial reports are such as your profit and loss and your VAT return if you're VAT registered, they're all populated by the categorization of the incoming and outgoing payments going through your bank accounts each month. So if Business Finance Assistant recognizes a supplier payment, it automatically categorizes your transactions for you, and it'll automatically detect expenses that you might have created, and it'll match them to their corresponding payments to mark them as paid. And when you import a photo of a receipt, the OCR technology will automatically read the receipt and match it to its outgoing payment. Okay, so the more time that Emily spends categorizing these transactions, the quicker Business Finance Assistant can learn from her inputs for future automation. And eventually, Business Finance Assistant will automatically categorize up to 90% of her accounting for her. So all she has to do to ensure that her financial reports are accurate is to review the information and make sure that all of her expenses are correctly matched to their corresponding payments and all outgoing transactions are correctly categorized and confirmed. Okay, so it's the end of the month. Emily's got lots of supplier receipts that she needs to reconcile. She's been paid by her card merchant in bulk and they've deducted a commission from the source of her payment. She used to feel completely overwhelmed by the mountain of accounting she had to do, but with the help of Business Finance Assistant, where everything's automated, managing her business finances is quick and easy. Okay, so let's have a look now at helping Emily reconcile her monthly expenses. So let's go to the bank transactions page. We can either get to it from the main menu, or we can just simply click on View Bank Statement. Okay, so the first thing that Emily's going to do is go to this symbol of the bell. This is the icon. It's like a to-do list, and she can flick through each one of these items to see what needs to be done. So let's have a look at March here. Hang on, we've got one transaction in March to review. Okay, so we've got the cake shop. I just want to change this because that's not the correct category. I just wanted to use this category here. Okay, and then that should automatically confirm itself. Okay, or you just press once all three fields, so the customer supplier information and the category information and the VAT if you're VAT registered, then you can press the confirm and your financial reports will be accurately populated when you press that confirm button. Okay, let's have a look now. Let's go back to our bell. Let's have a look at April. We've got one transaction to review in April. Okay, and this is a British Telecom expense. Okay, so we need to split this expense because Emily wants to only claim VAT back on 50% of this phone bill. Okay, please note at this point I am not a trained accountant and all of these are just examples, okay, just to show you how it's done. So let's have a look at that. I'm going to press on the split attach button because I want to split this transaction. Okay, so the first category I'm going to select is British Telecom, and I'm going to physically type it in, so British Telecom, and it'll pop up because I've already entered it. If you haven't entered your suppliers yet, you can simply press this plus supplier button and add the name of your supplier. Okay, so the first category, I can either go down to my communications expense and select one from there, or I can type in telephone and it just pops up. Okay, and so the VAT I want to charge on this is 20% standard rate. Okay, I'm going to press this split category VAT button because I want to add a different VAT rate and a different category. Okay, so here the category is going to be different. I want this to be Emily's home phone bill. So let's have a look at creating a new category. So we've got a communications expense. I'm going to click on Customize Categories. Okay, and we've got the parent categories on the left hand side, so do take care to select the correct parent category. Here's a list of our subcategories, and I'm going to press on new category, and I'm going to call it Emily's phone. Okay, maybe I'm not going to use an apostrophe there because it might not like that, so I'm going to say Emily's home phone. Okay, make it nice and clear. Press done and then exit out of there, and here if I type in Emily's home phone, you can see it's linked to communications expense. That's great, and now I'm going to put that outside the scope, not reportable, and I'm going to put the amount, so I'm going to split it in half. As I said, this is just an example, but at this case I'm going to put £35.25 in there, which is going to give me an amount still to review, so I need to balance that out by deducting it from this original expense. So I'm going to put £35.25 in there. Okay, and you can see now it's balanced out to the £70. Part of it is going to take 20% and part of it won't. Okay, and if I want to press on the justify button, I can add an image, and I'm going to add this one as my BT. Press open and it should just stick there. That's it, and I'm going to press on done, and that, when I press on confirm, that is categorized, and I can press on that to open it up. Okay, hang on, let's just press edit on that one. Where was it? BT there. Let me just show you the picture that's attached to it. There, you can see the BT bill there, and it's all been categorized, and her VAT return has now been populated along with her P&L and her other financial reports. Okay, so let's now go to May's transactions. So I'm going to just simply click on May, and we can see from this symbol of a lightning bolt here that some of Emily's transactions have been automatically categorized, but you still need to review each one anyway to make sure they've been correctly categorized. So let's recategorize a couple of these. So I've got one from Marks and Spencer's here. Now I want to clear this category because I want to categorize it myself. So I'm simply going to put a tick in that checkbox there. I'm going to go up to actions, and I'm going to go to clear one selected transaction, and that should clear everything. You see it's got now enter supplier, enter category, and enter VAT. Okay, so I'm simply going to enter the supplier. I'm going to type in Marks and Spencer's because I know it's already been entered. I'm going to call this product purchase for resale because I believe that Emily buys some food in Marks and Sparks and she makes her cakes with it, so it's going to be a product purchase for resale. And I'm going to show you at this point how to make simultaneous updates. So let's have a look at this. So next to the date we have a little downward arrow, and if you press that you've got lots of different filters. Okay, so I'm going to select all without VAT because I want to simultaneously update all of these without VAT. Now I can't do this one because it's an income. Okay, this is a minus sign, so that means it's an outgoing expense. So let's get rid of that income there, and that one at the bottom. We've got one for 4,500. Let's get rid of that. Okay, but with these ones checked, I'm simply going to go to enter VAT. I'm going to select this 20%, and when I press 20%, not only this one transaction will update, but all of those 4 transactions will update at the same time. Look. See, you can see it's already done it there, there, and there. Okay, and there, and it's automatically confirmed that. I can press confirm on a few of these if I wanted to, but you can see how you can simultaneously update some of those. If you really wanted to be quick and you didn't want to enter your suppliers, you could just press miscellaneous supplier and you would update all of those suppliers at the same time. But the more information you can give to Business Finance Assistant, the quicker it will learn to automatically categorize your transactions for you. So I do recommend entering the supplier information, especially if you always shop in the same places. Okay, so let's have a look now. Emily's got some supplier receipts for May and she wants to import these. So let's have a look at doing this now. We're going to go to Actions. Hang on, let me get rid of these checkboxes first. There you go. Let's go to Actions. Let's go to Upload Expenses, and we're going to import photos of her receipts. Here they are. So I'm going to select this one. What have we got? Waitrose and the post office. Company. Right, let's just get those 4 and press open. Now, Business Finance Assistant is trying to read these receipts, okay, and it's going to create these expenses for us to categorize. Now, the more time we spend categorizing these, the quicker it's going to learn. So this one is called low cost office supplies. Okay, I'm going to change supplies and materials, and I'm going to call it office expenses. The VAT rate's always going to be 20%, and I'm going to press on next. Oh, hang on, let me just go back there. Yeah, that's right. Okay, next. Okay, post office. Let's put the supplier as the post office, and you can press this plus supplier button if your supplier's not there. Okay, I'm going to change this to postage. Okay, the VAT rate's going to be 20%. In the post office, I bought a pen for £1, so I'm going to add that into this transaction. So I'm going to press the split category VAT button, and I'm going to put an office expense here. Okay, so it was office expense. The VAT was 20%, and it was only £1. So now I've put my pound in. I need to deduct that pound from the price of my postage and delivery. So it was only £9.50 the postage and delivery. The pen was £1, and that equals the £10.50 that we can see on that receipt there. The billing date you can change as well, so you might want to change your billing date, and you can press on next. Here we've got the cake decorating company. There you go, and the VAT rate is going to be that, and I'm going to change this to raw materials. Okay, and then I'm going to press on next, and here we've got Waitrose. It's selected the supplier correctly, and it is raw materials, so that's great as well, 20%. So you can see how quick it learns from your inputs. Okay, so now we have imported them. Okay, we're going to press Actions, and we're going to retry matching those transactions. Okay, and we can see that one of them here has updated. When you see the icon of the photos here, you can see that it's updated. And I also want to show you how to manually match as well. So you might want to manually match. If you press on that split attach button, we can attach match document, and we can find our expense this way as well. So there you go. There's the low cost office supplies expense there. Okay, so we can just import that, and there's the receipt that's been added, and we can press on done. Okay, and there's another way as well. that we can add pictures of the expenses. We can press the split attach button, and if we simply press justify, you can select the photo as well. So it just depends on the way you wish to reconcile your expenses. You might want to put all the invoices in at once, and you can do up to 10 receipts at the same time, or you might just want to justify each one individually. So at this point, I'd like to just talk about expenses now. So Emily sometimes creates expenses in Business Finance Assistant, and we're going to look at it creating an expense now. And at this point, I'd like to explain why you would create new expenses. So let's go back to the dashboard. I can click on the back button, or I can just click on the Bank of Scotland logo, and it takes me back to the dashboard. I'm going to go to expenses. Okay, and at this point I'm going to explain to you why you would create a new expense. So recording expenses enables you to provide records of your expenses for tax submission purposes, including expenses paid for in cash. It allows you to be prepared for future outgoings. So for example, when you know in advance that a payment will be due to a certain supplier on a specific date. And it also enables you to have access to more accurate financial reporting and cash flow forecasting. So let's press on new expense on the top right here. We can either create it manually, or we can upload a receipt. Okay, so we're going to look at uploading this receipt from Marks and Spencer's. Press open. Okay, so this is trying to read the expense now, so let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so no, it's not parking. So let's type in raw materials there. Okay, let's type in Marks and Spencer's. Okay, and I'm going to add a split here. So I know that Emily did buy some raw materials for her cakes, but she also spent some money for her own personal shopping. So here we're going to call it an owner draw. Owner draw, which is a personal expense. We're going to say it's outside the scope there, and we're going to say it was just £100. Okay, hang on, let's change that one to 150. Okay, and that makes up the 250. Right, so that's brilliant. The payment is forecasted on the 23rd. That's great. Now you checked all your information, so we've got the raw materials, which we're claiming 20% on. The owner draw doesn't take any VAT. Let's press on done. Okay, so Emily made that transaction with her personal credit card. So now we're going to import that personal credit card expense to her business bank account. So let's do that now. Okay, so there you go. You can see the expenses there. So that's my M&S. That's the expense we've just created. Now let's go to our bank transactions page. Okay, and let's check on our business bank account. So this expense was made outside the business bank account in a personal account. I'm going to go to Actions, Add Transaction Manually. Okay, and the amount was minus £250. The description was, let's just call it M&S, and the date was today, or the 23rd of the 6th. Add transaction. Okay, where's that gone? M&S, that's today's date. Right, let's press retry matching transactions here and see if that expense will automatically match to this transaction I've just imported. In an ideal world it will, but equally, yeah, it has. Look, there you go. So if I go into there, you can see the expense, the raw materials, and the owner draw that I created earlier, and that now will mark our expenses paid on our expenses page. So if I press on confirm there, okay, and we can go back to our expenses page, and you will see Marks and Spencer's is now marked as paid. Hang on, let me just go Marks and Spencer's. Oops, hang on, no. Oh, M&S, was it M&S? Oh, hang on. £250, there you go. We can search in a number of ways. Oh, no. There, it should be under Marks and Spencer. There it is, £250. There you go. There's my OPay receipt, and it's all there, marked as paid. Okay, so let's have a look now at reconciling a few more expenses there. Okay, so let's go back to our bank transactions page. Okay, so do remember, if you have created an expense on your expenses page, instead of categorizing your bank transaction, you need to make sure that your bank transaction is matched to any unpaid expenses. Okay, let me just show you that again, how it works. You can press the split attach button, you can press the attach match document button and expense, and then you can select the expense that it matches. Okay, we can also add a note. Okay, remember to get, I don't know, loyalty card. Oops, sorry, I haven't spelled that correctly. Loyalty card, there you go. Done. Okay, so if you prefer, as I was saying, so if you have not created a new expense for your supplier payments, you can simply categorize in the transaction by populating all three of these fields, so the supplier, the category, and the VAT rate, and then that transaction can be confirmed, and Business Finance Assistant will automatically create this OPay purchase receipt in the outgoing section of the tool. Okay. And if you prefer to categorize the transaction instead of importing the receipts, you can simply press the justify button. And let's go back and show you the justify button. So for example here, we can simply press on the justify button and we can select the transaction like that if you prefer to do them one by one. Okay, didn't like that for some reason. Oh, I think there you go. So there it is. Let me just get rid of that one. Okie dokie. And then you're just going to enter the supplier information. If you're pressing the justify button, there you go, and enter the VAT and press done. Okay, so the only difference between using that justify button compared to the upload expenses button is that with the justify button you're simply adding proof of payment to the transaction instead of creating a new expense to match to the transaction. So it doesn't make any difference what you decide to do, it just depends on which order you'd like to do your accounting in. So you might want to just upload all of those receipts in bulk, or you maybe would prefer to just categorize the transaction and press the justify to individually add each receipt. Okay, let's have a look now at supplier refunds. Okay, so this transaction at the top is an incoming amount, and it's a refund from a supplier as the equipment that Emily purchased was faulty. Okay, so we can use Business Finance Assistant to record a receipt of a supplier credit memo. So let's have a look at doing this together. So I'm going to click on the Bank of Scotland logo to take me back to the dashboard. I'm going to go to my suppliers. I'm going to go to Amazon because this is the supplier that refunded me, and I'm going to go to New Action, New Supplier Credit Memo. Okay, and I'm going to populate these details. So add expense. Okay, and I'm going to type in there refund. No, hang on. I'm going to type in there what it was. What was it that it was refund? I think it was equipment. Equipment purchase. Yeah, it was equipment purchase that was refunded. The VAT was 20%. The amount excluding VAT was £59.16. Yeah, so it should get us to £70.99. Okay, and I should be able to just press on done, and that's going to create my supplier credit memo. So once that credit memo has been created, Emily can match this to her supplier refund on her bank transactions page. So I'm going to finalize that. I can send it to my vendor if I wanted to. In this case, I'm just going to download it to finalize it. Okay, so recording the credit note and linking it to an incoming transaction will ensure that your VAT return and other financial reports are accurate. So let's do that now. So let's get out of there. I think I did download that. Let's go back to our bank transactions page. Okay, let's go back to May. And here's the £70.99 which Amazon refunded. Let's press on split attach. Let's press on attach match document, supplier credit memo, and here it is. Confirm selection, and now that credit memo will be attached. There it is, and we can press on done, and now the credit memo is now linked to that refunded transaction. Press on confirm, and it does say no VAT, but the VAT has been picked up within that transaction. You can see it in there. If you click on the supplier credit memo, you can see that there is VAT there added. Okay, so let's have a look now at reconciling a payment that has had the fees or commission deducted at the source of the payment. So we need to add a negative amount to an incoming transaction. So look at this one at the bottom here. We've got card net bulk payment with £1,500. Let's press on split attach. Okay, so this is the incoming amount. Now we need to press on a split supplier to add a negative amount to this positive transaction. Okay, so the customer, I'm going to just use the miscellaneous customer. Okay, and this is going to be sales cakes. Oh, sales products. If I wanted to customize the categories, I could ask, let's just do that quickly now so I can show you how it's done. Make sure you are in the correct income parent category. I'm going to add a new category and I want it to be called sales cakes. There you go, done. And then let's press the X. Okay, so this is sales cakes, 20% VAT on there. Okay, now this is the supplier information, so this is the commission that's been taken. So let's say that £150 was deducted as a commission. Okay, let's enter the VAT, which will be the 20% standard rate, and we're going to enter the category, which is going to be the bank merchant. Merchant bank, I think it's called. Hang on, let's delete that. What's it called? Oops. There you go, merchant account fees. The supplier is CardNet. Oh, supplier doesn't exist, let's add one. So supplier, let's just call it CardNet. Okay, and that's it. So now we've got 150 still to review. We're going to deduct that, add that on to the price of the sales, because that was deducted. The physical amount of sales she made was 1,650, but 150 was unfortunately deducted for her commission, for the commission from CardNet. So that's why you've got to adjust that box at the top to balance it out. Let's press on done, and equally you could justify it with a picture if you wanted to. Okay, and press on confirm. Okay, fantastic. So that's we can go to the VAT return, and I can show you that if you wanted to. So if I go to the 6th of May, let's go to the VAT return for the 6th of May. I'm not sure if it's going to be very clear to see, but we can try. Hang on. It's 2022. I think it's 2023 I need, isn't it? There you go. 6th of the 1st, 2023. Let's just see that one day. Okay, so we added 20% onto our rate. Yeah, no, it's going to be tricky to see just that one particular day. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you can. So there you go. So that's the standard rate sales. So that was the amount VAT collected on that. And then we've got the purchase, which is the commission, and there's that's the VAT paid on that. And you can click into that, and you can see it in there. So there's the merchant account fees. Okay, and if we go back. This period only, and this is the sale that we were looking at as well. Okay, so there you go. So you can see how you can split a transaction, a positive transaction, and add a negative supplier value to any positive amounts. Okay, you can look at some of the other financial reports. Let's go to reports here. Okay, we've only got access here to a balance sheet, a profit and loss, and a VAT return. But if you invite your own accountant, or you go up to your profile, preferences, switch on accountancy information, save preferences, you will see that we get a different view. We've got the accountant level permissions here, and if we go to reports now, you'll see that you've also got a balance sheet, a general ledger, as well as the profit and loss and the trial balance and the VAT return. So you've got more of the financial reports there if you wish. Okay, your trial balance there will show you the equity and the liabilities. And please do ask your own accountant which categories to use. As some expense categories like the equipment purchase, for example, might be displayed as a fixed asset, so it won't be on your P&L as an expense. So I'm not a trained accountant. Please do invite your own accountant so you can ask them what categories to use for each transaction. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for watching this webinar. I really hope that this information that I shared with you today was helpful and informative. And please do remember, if you need any extra support, press the help and feedback button, type in what you're looking for, and you'll find lots of different help articles covering everything that I've spoken to about today. For example, if you type in one-off, you can see how you can import a cash payment, for example. Anything at all, we've got the help articles to cover it. If you need any extra support, please press on the Contact Us button. Any urgent issues, you can just raise a support ticket here, and we can arrange a phone call with a member of the support team. Okay, thank you very much, everybody, and goodbye.